name is Lanelle Coleman, and this is my resurrection story. I was born in West Tennessee, a little community called Lavinia. My mother and father both were good Christian people. We always went to church. We didn't have any money, but we all worked together in the farm as a family. They were good examples for me, good mentors. I was 6.5 years old. I remember a revival meeting in the little Methodist church that we were attending there. I decided that this was the time that I needed to accept Christ. Talked to Mother and Dad about it, and then told the preacher, I'm going to accept Christ as my Savior today. I was fortunate enough to be able to go to college after I finished high school. My parents were always believers in good education, and they encouraged us, and they made sacrifices in order for me and my two sisters to go to college. The neighbor down the road called my dad and said, I've still got some cotton in a field here, and I'm not going to go pick it. It's just not worth his time to go pick it and so forth. But he said, you all can have the cotton. We picked cotton all that weekend, and then Dad and my mother finished it up the next week. And when they got the check back, it was for the exact amount of money that we needed for our expenses in college. I had always known Maurice. We went to school together, we did everything at church together, went to church together. Grown up with people saying that they expected us to get married, and sort of thought that was going to happen or something like that all the time. Maurice was an ordained minister. He accepted the call to ministry when he was 16 years old. He actually started pastoring the church where we were all attending while we were in college. Then when we decided to get married, I didn't know if I could be a preacher's wife. You know, I thought I never could be like this preacher's wife and so-and-so, and this another preacher's wife. And so for God to kind of came to me and just said, you know, you've got to be yourself. You can't be somebody else. He gave me the assurance that he would help us and help me to support my husband, and so we got married in 1959. We had good ministry that God blessed us with. After 23 years of ministry here in Waverly, Maurice got some health problems and couldn't carry on the load of being a pastor, so he resigned. In 1994, he had 3 surgeries, and then chemo and radiation, and those were struggling times for us, but we never felt abandoned by God. Always felt that God was with us and God would help us. But we did pray for strength and courage and hope. Those were the 3 things that we tried to focus on. The cancer metastasized to the liver, and not only lose my husband, but I lost my job and I lost I lost my identity, I guess, as such, you know, because I was either the county director, or I was the preacher's wife, or all of that changed, and having to start out on my own, which I knew I could do with God's help, but it wasn't what I planned to do. I love that I have a place that I can worship God, and I'm still a Christian. I know who I am, and I don't have to have certain titles anymore. I'm just thankful that I've been healthy enough to continue to be active in church, and I love the people, and they've been good to me. I'm Lanelle, and I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me.